Are you ready to transform your summer into an epic splash-tastic adventure? Say goodbye to wasteful, single-use water balloons and hello to the ultimate in reusable, eco-friendly fun with reusable water balloons. Check out the link in the video description to get yours on Amazon today.
The Wednesday Letters page suggests making a Tomb Raider survival horror game, as one reader looks forward to the summer's indie lineup. To join in with the discussions yourself, email gamecentral@metro.co.uk. Almost recommended. I just wanted to give my verdict on Concord, after having played it at the weekend and into Monday. I'd say I broadly agreed with GC's review, although not necessarily in terms of which characters were my favorite. I hated all the alien ones, so I'm glad there's not more, and actually found Hamar to be a lot of fun. Clearly the game is not original, or even trying to be, but I think it's a bit pointless to concentrate on that, given the state of most other games and sequels. I guess it's extra disappointing when a brand new franchise just straight up copies something, but even then this is still more imaginative, within its limits, than Valorant or X-Defiant. For me, the question is how good is good enough? The game is enjoyable and well made, but at the same time it's not a world beater. If it was free that wouldn't be a problem, but it's not, so then you've got to decide if it's worth playing and worth both the money and time investment. Even as someone that enjoyed it at the weekend, I'm not sure. The beta may actually have been too generous, as now I've played all the characters, I'm not sure what I'm looking forward to from the main game. The story? Not so much. I think Sony has still got a big job ahead of them, trying to sell it. Freddy. Friends of Rockstar. I see there's some rumors about GTA coming to Switch, but what do people think this could actually mean? With these sorts of things it's always the boring answer, so it's probably just because Red Dead Redemption is on Switch, but what if this was Rockstar getting ready for the Switch too? I can't see any scenario where GTA 6 could possibly work on the new console, but what if Rockstar were making something new for Nintendo, like they did with Chinatown Wars? Or maybe they've got a version of GTA 5 working on it? It's still basically an Xbox 360 game, so it's not as if it should be a problem. Rockstar get on better with Nintendo than I think some people realize, so I'd be keen to see them try and team up again. Waffle. Full horror. I see Lara Croft is now in Dead by Daylight, which seems a bit odd to me, as none of her games have been survival horrors. There was a bit of it in the first reboot, and I guess there was tense elements in even the early games, but it does seem odd to me that she's constantly associated with horror stuff, but none of her games really go for it. I know the original version of the reboot was much more explicitly a horror game, that got diluted down to what we got, but if people are so keen on the idea, then maybe it is time to go for a full-fat survival horror? It would certainly make more sense to turn Tomb Raider into that than the ultra-violent stealth/shooter game that the last trilogy became. Stuffy. Email your comments to gamecentral@metro.co.uk. Surprise hit. There might not be any big name games out at the moment, but it's a pretty good time for indies at the moment, to judge by GC's reviews of Gestalt, Steam Cinder and SCHIM, both of which look interesting to me. I'm also optimistic for Dungeons of Hinterberg, a ranger, a role-puzzling adventure, and Thrasher. I'm guessing GC will review these as well. Hopefully there's a lot of others I don't know about yet, as I find one of the pleasures of indie games is that they suddenly come out of nowhere and they're amazing and weird. I certainly never would have imagined that Balatro would become of my favorite games of the year, and yet I was obsessed with it for months. Here's hoping 2024 has more independent surprises in store. Ishi. GC, we should be reviewing those, yes. Internet Detective. To add to the rumor mill. And I know you're gonna love this absurd addition to my theory regarding who is Emio. Referring once again to the trailer, it's blatantly obvious the reason our paper bag-wearing Enigma is hiding one hand behind their back is to conceal the game's unique selling point. Nintendo's Vitality Sensor, which will play the important part of cracking the case in this whodunit murder mystery. You can lie, but you can't hide. Bad edit. GC. To be serious for a moment, the latest rumors suggest it may be part of the Famicom Detective Club series and not necessarily anything to do with